Hi, I'm Mike McCormick here at GBTA Broadcast Studio. I'm here with Joel Ostrov. He's the president of Vision Travel, which is now a direct travel company.
Yes, it is.
So you're interesting in that I hear that you, as a very young man, fell in love with the travel industry and then found yourself in the travel business. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I'll give you the short version. Is
Okay.
that I took a first flight when I was 10 years old with my dad down in Miami. And we made an intermediate stop in Baltimore. In those days, there wasn't much in the way of nonstop service back in the
Right.
60s. And I just got really totally enthralled in the whole idea of leaving Montreal in the dead of winter, getting an hour and a half south and you were in 40-degree weather, and then another couple hours and you were in 75 degrees. It was beautiful. The whole concept just got to me, and it's blown from there.
Right, that's great.
Yeah.
And so fast forward to today, here you are, you just made a transaction, became part of direct travel. Tell me a bit about that, and what does that mean, and why? What was the decision?
Well,
what drove the decision?
interestingly enough, Vision was formed in 2000 as a result of a merger with 3 companies in Quebec.
Right.
My original agency was called Partners in Travel. We merged with 2 companies in Montreal. And at the same time, Brian Robertson, who's my partner and
Right.
president of the Ontario West
Right.
region now of direct travel,
Right.
formed the same type of union with Aaron Roos of Roos Travel.
Right.
And together, the 5 agencies got together, formed the Vision 2000 Travel Group. And we grew that company through acquisitions as well as organically,
Right.
to the point where we reached last year just under 700 million of sales and 700 team members, and got to a point where we really felt the time was for the next big challenge.
Right.
We knew we didn't want to be acquired, although there was a lot of interest in the corporate travel world, especially from the multinationals, the global
Right.
players
Right.
in our company. But Brian and I both felt that we had still a lot more work to do. We wanted there
That's
to
good.
be a strong Canadian presence in whatever was going to happen next.
Right.
And the opportunity presented itself with the folks from Direct Travel, Ed Adams and John Kaufman.
Right.
And it just was a perfect fit. We were aligned in our service, call it philosophy,
Right.
high touch, quality service to the individual traveler, corporate traveler, as well as all the latest technology tools, using obviously the online booking tools, etc. So the alignment was there, the opportunity presented itself, and we decided to take the company to the next level.
Well, certainly in the marketplace today, if you look at airlines, hotels, I mean, the trend is certainly for the big to get bigger, right? In one way, shape, or another. I mean, is that the way of the future for TMC as well? I mean, certainly, is it about volume and size?
We believe it's a combination.
Combination.
A combination of volume and size, of course, is extremely important, but global presence has become
Yeah.
more and more important.
Yeah.
And I think the deciding factor for me was, unfortunately, a company that we've been servicing for many, many years, who wanted more global service and global presence from their TMC, felt that we just were not broadly based enough to do the job.
Right.
And at that point I said, okay, it's time to make the
time.
move.
Right.
And one thing about myself, Brian as well, we've always been forward thinkers. We've always had a vision, if you'll pardon the pun. and I think that this is a great opportunity, and we're really excited about it.
So speaking of forward and vision, and you're also an airline enthusiast, what do you see coming? What's the next couple of years bring for the industry?
The industry as a whole, obviously, is going through some interesting times right now. You look at the capacity that's coming into the marketplace. You look at a company like WestJet now ordering 787s and having
Right.
global aspirations. I
Right.
speak obviously from a Canadian perspective. One of the other, let's call it goals of mine, particularly, I'm responsible with Vision, have been since its inception, for the Air Canada relationship.
Right.
And it's very interesting that Air Canada's growth strategy has been US-based Sixth Freedom flying.
Right.
So having a TMC that's now, let's say, Canadian friendly, although with a major presence in the US,
Right.
we're looking to bring some of that connecting traffic through the Canadian hubs of Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver for the smaller markets in the U.S. But I think it's going to be a challenging year ahead, obviously because of the excess capacity in the market. There's going to be downward pressure, I think, on airfares. But as everything else, our industry has always been cyclical.
Yes.
We manage through the difficult times, and then we prosper through the good times.
Well, we do. And on that note, let's hope for good times ahead.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Really
Joel,
appreciate
thanks for coming.
it.
Thanks
It's an
for your
absolute
partnership.
pleasure. Thank you.
Here we are live from GBTA studio in Toronto.